party all day, reporting to you live from the pool house that Bill Hayden is sleeping in. It's me, Lori Fogg.
And your co-host, Adam McAvoy.
And this is Stop Being Hateful.
Episode 15. We are at 15 episodes
15 episodes in, baby. I haven't really been listening to a lot of James Kennedy.
Is that like a confession?
I used to listen to Party almost every hour.
Just to hype yourself up?
Just because it's like, I like the song. It makes me feel like I'm in a video game. Like,
okay.
or like a K-pop music video or something.
Yeah.
And I like that I can never, I have to tell myself, like, that's Ariana singing, or else I'll forget, because it doesn't sound
like her at all.
I don't know what she's saying either. Like, I think I need you, understand, I'ma do what you think I care for, oh. It's like, what does that mean?
I think I'm going to do what I think I care for?
I don't get, like, what it means. It's like, it doesn't make any sense to me, so I'm like, and I have to listen to it, like, because I keep, like, hoping, like, if I listen to it enough, the meaning will reveal itself to me.
Mm-hmm.
Almost like a Da Vinci Code of sorts, but I never do. Just get further and further from the answer.
Yeah.
But you know what I have been listening to a lot of? Viva La Diva, the Countess's new song.
She has me, like, it's stuck in my head at work because I have to listen to it while I drive her to work, when I pick her up from work, you know, just hopping around the room, dancing in the kitchen, you know, Viva La Diva. I'm just, like, smacking my head against the car window.
I think it's a feminist anthem, and I think she did a really good job, and she should be proud of it.
That's the Once There Was a Book one, right?
Yeah.
What book?
I think it's, like, the rules of etiquette. Like, I think it's, like, the rules of, like, you know, the rule book, like, the
You
society.
told me it was the Bible.
You said it's the Bible,
no,
right?
I said no,
yes.
You said. I never
you
said that.
You asked me, Lori, is that book she's referring to in the song the Bible?
That's
and
because
I said,
you
yeah.
said that. You said that it was, and I was confirming what you said.
Why would it be the Bible?
You tell me. You
I don't
said
know.
it first.
I just thought it was funny. I like to tell people little white lies.
Well, anyways, we are getting in, you know, we've been getting into the 9th season of Real Housewives of New Jersey.
We're currently on episode 15, Hotheads and Hookah.
Season 9, episode 15.
Sounds real exciting.
Episode 15 of the pod.
This season has been really good. We have a new housewife, or two new housewives.
Jackie and Jennifer.
Jackie Goldschneider and Jennifer Aiden. And I think they just work so well with the cast. They're both Aries, which I love, as a fellow Aries. And I just think they all add this good energy, like a dramatic, inviting, interesting. Like Jennifer, I think is a fucking.
She's
stitch
very
to
high.
watch.
She's very high energy. She's annoying as all hell, but she's very high energy.
She's good TV. Like when she gives Jackie. So is she the big debacle between Jackie and Jennifer is that Jackie, being like the Carrie Bradshaw that she is, with her minivan musings.
Yes.
Wrote an article like that was like a total read for Jennifer. Like was like oh, like I went to my friend's house and she had a bouncy castle. Does that mean her children are gonna be unappreciative, unempathetic human beings?
Yeah. She essentially used Jennifer's lifestyle as like a thesis, like an essay thesis statement for like, does like giving a kids gifts spoil them? Which is like a valid question. Like it is a valid parenting question. Is like what is too much? Like when is it gonna affect your child's like development or the like, you know, their you know, just their overall mental health. Yeah, are they going to be well-rounded adults if like they don't
have to struggle ever?
They just expect everything to be given to them.
Yeah, and I think that's a valid question for a parent to ask and for a person who's writing a parenting article to, you know, explore. But I don't think the way that she did it was like the best, especially because that bouncy castle like doesn't really like. I will say this: her husband agreed with everything that was said in the article. Yeah. He didn't take offense to it. No,
I think Jennifer's reading into it a little bit, but I can see why she would be upset, and I understand. The rulers don't talk about kids. Yeah, and it's just I mean I agree with Bill where he's like these are all good points, and it's like it is a little bit confusing to me because Jennifer's whole thing is she's so extravagant, she's so luxurious, like it's like you told me to write down as a note queen, and like I want to say like she actually like her whole house is full of thrones. Yeah, like every seat in her house is like a high back chair like taller than you and
ugly
ornate.
Chinese furniture.
It's
I'm not saying Chinese furniture like
just cheap.
Like Chinese style furniture is ugly. I'm just saying like you know the things like you know like when you pick up like a nice couch or like you like sit in a nice couch, it's got like it's got like a weight to it.
Yeah.
I feel like if you lifted that chair, it would weigh like nothing. You know, like how cheap furniture's like that.
Yeah, yeah.
'Cause that's the vibe I get
like made
from
of balsa wood and like cotton.
Yeah, because that's the vibe I get from Lisa Vanderpump's house too, where it's like it's all these things in it, but like if you scratch like the paint or something, it's gonna like fall off, and you'll be like, oh, that's plaster. You know?
Like that's not a marble statue.
Because there's no way you'd have to be a billionaire to furnish a house that big with nice quality furniture. You know?
I don't know.
No, I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong, but that's what my gut's telling me.
You're probably wrong.
All right. Readers, weigh in. Am I right or am I wrong? But, yeah, I think Jennifer's really interesting, but that does lead her to do something that I do think is hysterical, which is give Jackie a knife that she brought back from Turkey.
Yeah, she was like, for stabbing me in the back, and then she, like, threw it at her.
And Melissa's like, that is a knife. Like, that is a knife. Like...
Oh my goodness, you know, here's my thing is like, with Jennifer is, I think she is starting way more shit because she's starting shit with multiple people. She starts shit with Margaret. She starts shit with Jackie. You know, she starts like she has beef with two.
Started
people.
Shit with Melissa.
Inadvertently,
yeah.
But yes.
The ladies are on vacation in Cabo. For background, if you guys were wondering, you know, they're in a Mexicoma.
Mexicoma. That's what
Margaret keeps saying.
That's what Margaret kept saying because, well, the whole reason they went there is Teresa.
She's done with her bodybuilding competition. She placed third place, if you were wondering.
Yeah, she was like, you know, 100 pounds, all muscle, like this little like fucking tan Jersey freak.
She looked nuts.
Yeah, she looked crazy.
Yeah, the woman who won looked insane.
Eyes.
She spread her legs. Like, there's the scene where she's walking, like, on the runway, and she, like, has to, like, pose to, I guess it's, like, to show off her ass or, like, her thighs or something. But, like, her, like,
she
legs
readjusts, like, slightly, and it just, like, spreads her ass, and it's just, like, Jesus Christ.
It looks like her feet, like, could go in stirrups, like, with the distance that they're spread.
You're like a mom. Like, yeah, you're like your mom right now.
It's not, like, I didn't think it was sexual. I just thought it was odd. Like, I thought the distance...
I just thought it was, like, you know, she's showing a lot there.
She's showing a lot of whole...
Ooh.
Like, Trisha Paytas. You know that photo of Trisha with her OnlyFans and, like, she's a thong on, but, like, it's her butt, and you can, like, clearly see her asshole?
No.
Oh. I think about that a lot. How she just posted that.
I think about that a lot.
Like, how big is your butthole that, like, you can see it through your G-string?
But, you know... Back to Cabo, they're there to celebrate. You know, Teresa couldn't drink, she couldn't eat, so they're there just to snack and get like shit faced.
Teresa is like getting shit faced.
She just keeps making everyone take tequila shots,
which is like I feel like tequila doesn't work for everybody, a la Katie Maloney Schwartz
and a la Jennifer, because she is just a cocktail monster.
And she's not like I like when Melissa's like she thinks she's a fun drunk. She's not a fun drunk.
She's not a fun.
I'm a fun drunk. It's like. Melissa is truly a fun drunk. She doesn't.
She tries to have fun. She doesn't get angry.
Yeah,
she throws cake.
Yeah. She just wants to like have a good time, be like giggly, like dance. I feel like we're the same brand of drunk. Where like we get to a certain point in the night where it's like I just want to dance. Like.
And you start bopping side to side.
Yeah, I just want to dance. Like so, I definitely Jennifer like. And it's, like, so weird to me, because if you know you get to that point when you drink, if you know you do those things, why would you get to that point ever? Like, it seems like it's causing you a lot of problems. Like, even when they get back to Jersey, like, she's like, I fucked up.
Yeah.
Like, I did something I didn't need to do.
There was one point where she's just shit-faced, and she's actually not the cause of the argument, especially Danielle, but she is sitting at the table, and she's, like, gritting her teeth, and she's got, like, crazy eyes on, and she's, like... You know, like, taking her fork and, like, jamming it into the table, and she's like, in the corner, like, she's so fucked up.
It's like, what did you take?
She goes, where's my drink? And then it's right in front of her. Oh, my God. Yeah, she was so, like, she was plastered. Yeah,
Cabo's been one fight after another, but, you know, I want to backtrack a little bit and talk about, for me, really, the cinematic event of 2018, which is Danielle Staub and Marty's marriage. I don't know Marty's last name, I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah, me
Cafferty or something? I don't know.
Oh, no.
But that wedding was without Joe Gorga and Joe Benino, I think his name is, Margaret's husband, talking to him was, without a doubt, the funniest thing I've ever seen.
Joe Gorga starts off the quote-unquote bachelor party because he wasn't allowed to have one, so he just ends up having, like...
Which is, like, so sad. Like, what the fuck?
He ends up having a day at the bar with, like, the husband of the bridesmaids.
Danielle's bridal or bachelorette party that, like, she didn't pay a cent for was so extravagant, was, like, so insane.
And she just had, like, male strippers, like...
Dicks-shaped things everywhere.
On their faces
I can't imagine Marty's would have been any more.
Well, I don't know.
Short of him fucking a person, it couldn't have been worse.
Yeah, I don't think so. But, he wasn't allowed to have one. But so Joe Gorga starts off this quote-unquote bachelor party with...
And Joe Gorga also comes up to the two men with, like, a handle of liquor. Like, 3 handles of liquor in a big bucket.
He has like, a foot bath. Like, a big, like, basin.
Yeah.
And it's just full of different, like, 5, 6, 7 different handles of alcohol resting in ice. And he's just like, let's get the party started! And so they were just...
they haven't eaten either.
They were sloshed all day. And Joe are just needling Marty.
And they're clearly more inebriated than he is.
Oh, they're wasted. And they just keep saying, like, she's gonna steal all your money.
She's gonna suck you dry. You gotta get that pussy out of your head.
Like she's got you by the balls. Like, just saying crazy stuff to him.
And, like, at one point, Marty is like, this is enough. And he splashes
He throws a drink in Joe.
Joe B's balls.
Yeah, like a little Joe, because he can't do that to bigger Joe.
Can't do it to Joe Gorga. Joe Gorga won't stand for it.
No, and he's like also like he's like an older man, so it's like he's bigger than Joe, both Joes, but he's older. He's much.
His body is weak, but his spirit is strong. But yeah, and so Joe Gorga is like, whoa, we were kidding.
It was a test,
and this is without a doubt.
That's how you were supposed to respond.
This is the funniest transition has been in like the whole series.
It cuts from him going, it was a test.
We wanted to see how much you love her.
To see how you would react. Directly to his confessional saying, and he's wide-eyed, and he's saying...
We were 100% serious. That was not a joke. It was not a test.
He goes, that was not a test.
It was so funny. And, like, you could just see Marty, I feel like, was once a good man. Was once a whole man.
Well, it was just sad to see him be like, I chose you, Danielle. Why do you have to keep bringing up the fact that my kids don't like you? I chose you. And it's just like really sad to see that.
And Margaret's very upset by that. And I think that's for Margaret when things started to turn, because she was like, why are you doing this? Like,
that's when it started to turn for her on the vacation, but she was just done with Danielle after the wedding. Danielle was such a bridezilla, she would say.
That was said at the wedding, the rehearsal dinner. What? He was like, I chose you.
No, that was said at the... Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah. My bad.
No, it's okay. But like, yeah, I feel like for her then, Danielle is like this. I feel like she got kind of shortchanged because I want to hear her confessionals, because I want to hear her explaining her thoughts.
Danielle?
I mean,
Danielle is a serial liar. They can't include. But it's like they can't include someone who's like just won't admit the truth or won't like even. Like, she won't even tell what she did. Like, it's always a fabrication. So the producers can't include her.
I want to hear her rationale.
It doesn't fit the storyline.
Like, I need to hear it. I just need her to be like everything she's... First of all, this is your, like...
you're going to have to wait till the...
This is your 4th or 5th marriage. I feel like, no shade to people who get remarried. I think a second marriage, you can absolutely have a second wedding. Yeah. Things happen, maybe you were younger, now you're older. Maybe you're a Margaret Josephs and you really did meet the love of your life.
Absolutely. There's different circumstances.
There's different circumstances. I'm not going to judge anybody. However, I will say after your 25th engagement, it's got to feel a little bit less special.
Yeah.
You got to know that it's like...
And like, there's just the things, like, people are saying, like, Marty didn't even want to have a wedding like this, and it's just...
Yeah, and, like, she's not paying for fucking any of it.
Oh, absolutely none of it.
Yeah, I've never even heard of Bimini, and they keep mentioning it, which leads me to believe that they were sponsoring it to get onto the show. Oh,
that could be it. That definitely could be it.
So it's, like, it makes me question a lot of things, like...
But let's get down to the meat and potatoes of Cabo.
Cabo, yeah. I'm so perplexed by that
Let's talk about first night. First night, Margaret won the fight. She completely dunked on Jennifer. It was a great bout.
Margaret is the fucking funniest. Like, she is, like, the Joan Rivers of Bravo.
She goes, Jennifer is plastered.
Again, she's plastered this whole trip, which is weird because she talks exclusively about how conservative her culture is.
How conservative they are. Well, I mean, I guess it's kind of like she's not with her husband, she's not with their family, she's letting loose.
I mean, I feel like this is probably the first time she's ever done this, like, since becoming a wife.
Oh, yeah.
I get the sense that she's, like, really letting it rip, because, like, I feel like a normal person who's, like, adjusted to, like, girl time
Yes.
And, like, has a good boundary for that, like, would at least know the level of shitface they can get. You know, as opposed to getting, like, rip-roaring.
But so this is where she makes a comment to Margaret saying, I've noticed a pattern with your family.
Which is, like, fucked up. Like, you know she only has her mom, so it's like you're insulting the only family that she has. Like, that's fucked up to me.
Yes. And what was the comment? Do you remember?
She was like, I can't really... She's like, because Margaret had made a comment about her brother's mail-order bride, or his commitment, engagement, whatever.
Her commitment to be married.
Yeah, which, like, Margaret even says...
to be married. Like, she keeps saying it's not an arranged marriage, but it's, like, a modern
It's
version.
Like but, like, Margaret keeps saying, like, to me, culturally, that's really weird. Like, you have to see where I'm coming from, like, with this. I didn't mean it, like, to be whatever.
She's essentially apologized. She's trying to explain what she said.
Why she, like, yeah, like... Yeah. And, like... Jennifer's just, like, not... Like, Jennifer is just, not handling
She just goes for a low blow.
She's like, I can't relate to people who sleep with other married people. I can't relate to that. And it's like, okay, first of all...
What are you saying? Why would you say that? She goes, well, your mother did the same thing.
Like, it's just... It's like... It's
and she goes, excuse me? She goes, well, I'm noticing a pattern.
It's just... It's like...
And then that's when Margaret goes and says... I'm noticing a pattern. Your lipstick looks like...
No. Oh, yeah. She goes, your lipstick looks like a monkey's asshole. And Jennifer says to me, which is, like, the funniest thing you could... Like, a monkey's asshole that you sucked. Probably.
A monkey's asshole that you sucked. Fucking sucked.
Probably.
It's just so, like...
It's, like, such a drunk person thing to say, to be like... Probably...
And it's so funny that, like, you know, Margaret just, like, you know, she goes for, I'm not going to say low blows, but she goes for, like, funny things to say.
It's pretty funny.
Like, really catty things to say.
Yeah.
Which brings us to night 2.
Night 2. Ding, ding,
which
ding.
I would also say Margaret
won all 3 of these rounds for me, because Jennifer just looks...
She's just like, drunk. She can't win them. It's like she's getting cut off at the knees, but Margaret looks bad because she's cutting someone off at the knees.
But then she's like, I just feel like it's like, for me, it's like, we all say things in anger. We all say things... Everybody has one thing that you can talk about that will make them say something out of line, but it's like how quickly
Were they talking about her mother again the second night?
I think Margaret was still upset about it.
But should
have taken better notes.
Is that I think that's what started it. I think they were like, she said, like, I'm not gonna let the elephant sit in the room. I'm still upset about yesterday.
Yeah.
And she goes, well, I'm still upset about yesterday. You talked about my mother. And then she made the same comments again.
Yeah, and it's like, don't double down. But then it's like...
So Margaret says...
Hey, your husband sleeps in the pool house.
Well, your husband sleeps in the pool house, which is true.
It does look like he sleeps there.
Well, like, Jennifer made a comment. She brought him to the pool house and say, like, oh, this cot's for my husband. It's where he sleeps when I kick him out of the bed.
It's like... I thought it was, like, when he gets home, like... I thought it meant, like, she meant as a joke, like...
Who knows? It was an offhand comment. It could be a joke.
There's still a fucking cot in the pool house.
There's still a cot in the pool house. It still has, like, sheets on it.
It looks like somebody was sleeping there. Like, I mean, and I get he's a doctor. Like, I do want to say, like, doctors have odd hours. Maybe he wants to just get away.
He doesn't want to disturb her when he comes home. Yeah,
but it's like... There's still a fucking bed in the pool house. He does sleep in the pool. It does look like he sleeps there.
So, and then but then Margaret says, because, like, Jennifer's just screaming at her, right?
She says...
And Margaret says, or maybe he's sleeping in his girlfriend's bed. And Jennifer just gets up and walks away.
You better stop with that!
Yeah, she just screams and gets up and
then
walks
Margaret
away.
goes, hit a nerve?
Hit a nerve, yeah, that's when she got up and
She's, like,
away.
eating something that looks like entirely sour cream on a chip.
It was like creme fraiche and, like, something.
I don't know, like, maybe, like, cucumber or something, but she just goes, hit a nerve?
And, like, ate
it. Like, pops it in her mouth.
But it was so funny. Jennifer walks away pretty calmly. And Danielle gets up crying. Like... She follows her crying. Jennifer, wait! And then, like, goes and talks to her.
And then she, like, there's a scene where, like, I think it's either this night or the next night, where, like, you just see Danielle and she's, like hugging her like a dog with, like, a lightning vest on. Like, that's how tight she's on Jenna. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it just is so strange to me. It's like, why are you doing that? Like... Why?
Yeah. And, you know, it wasn't nice, but Margaret came back, when Jennifer came back to the table, Margaret immediately
said, I said that to hurt you and I'm sorry.
She said, like, I don't want to continue with this, but I need to say, like, I said that out of anger.
Yeah.
I tried to hurt you. Mm-hmm. I'm really sorry. I don't know anything about your husband. I don't know anything about your family.
Which is like
she was classy about it.
Like, it's like, yeah, that's what I mean. Like, everybody has something that they say. And we all say things. It's like how quickly you respond, like how quickly you recognize
And Jennifer said the same thing to her too.
Yeah.
And was like, I'm sorry, like we shouldn't be talking, like they were both low blows.
Yeah.
We're both talking in heat of anger. Let's not talk about it again.
Yeah.
And they, the whole next day they moved on.
But
the rest
Teresa,
of that night they moved on. But Teresa and Danielle, they were in the room together, and freaking Danielle is just like
a dog with the fucking bone.
She's like a fucking worm tongue from like Lord of the Rings, just like sitting there like, you don't understand.
This is the second time you made a Danielle Staub Lord of the Rings reference.
Margaret is not your friend.
Like, it's like, I just don't, like, well, because Danielle's pissed off.
You must throw Margaret out of the castle.
Is that what he sounds like? I don't know.
Remember worm tongue? He just like whispers in the king's ear.
Isn't that like the little...
No, he's the pale dude. No, he's the pale guy who was like, the horse people. And, like, Gandalf throws him out of the castle. It's in the second movie. Come on.
Come
on. Oh, that's a good Photoshop.
Maybe we'll watch Lord of the Rings and report back on the pod. I don't know. But,
I have 2 Photoshop ideas for tonight.
Like, yeah, Danielle is very clearly upset about Margaret.
So, yeah.
She's very clearly upset about Margaret because at the wedding, Margaret was like, I'm not dealing with this. Like, you either need to act right and, like, be nice to me or I'm not gonna, like, have you in my life, which is valid. And, Danielle's a fucking psychopath. I wouldn't want her to be in my life either. But, yeah, so I think Danielle's got this, like, vendetta against Margaret. And Teresa, the one thing Teresa doesn't like is other people's husbands being talked about.
Yeah.
So she's like, that's fucked up that she said that about Jennifer's husband and blah, blah, blah. And, like...
I understand why Teresa's upset, but, like, I don't understand why everyone else gets so invested in their friends being upset. Like, because, Danielle's Jennifer is a grown woman. Margaret's a grown woman. They're having problems with themselves. Like, I don't understand why, like...
They're not having a problem with you, Teresa. Yeah, Teresa, like, loves to get involved.
Teresa, or just for Teresa and Danielle to be, like, sitting in their room. Like, Dolores and Jennifer are sharing a room.
Yeah.
Like, Margaret, Melissa, and Jackie were sharing a room. It's, like... for Teresa and Danielle just to sit there and gossip and, like, build up these problems that other people don't have with each other.
That was literally squashed. Like, and then that's what causes the third night of the fight is Danielle is really, like, she brings up the monkey's asshole comment again.
She doesn't even bring up the stuff from the second night. She
brings up the stuff from night one.
And then she brings up this.
This is messed up. This really was, like, I think for anybody who is, like, standing Danielle, like, this is, like, really, like,
you stand Danielle.
I do stand Danielle.
Yeah, that's you.
I can't stand her, but I do stand her. But yeah, she mentions that Margaret's children don't speak to her.
She just keeps saying it. She's like, they're not around.
Get over it.
Like, they're not around.
It's like, also, I wouldn't say what you have going with Christine or Jillian is very healthy.
It was just like, but every time Margaret tried to say something, and Margaret's not gonna say something nice, but like every time she did try to get a word in edgewise, she couldn't because Danielle was just yelling, "They're not around." Margaret threw wine in her face,
which is iconic. I love a throwing of red wine, and then Danielle gets up to like whip the glass at her, and there's like a producer who like, yeah, that's why when I think Melissa's like, one of you threw glass at me, I think it was Danielle.
Oh yeah, I think it was Danielle too.
There's no way it wasn't. Like,
I just don't think she didn't want. I think she didn't want to blame Danielle because Danielle's crazy,
Yeah, and she was like, she really will cut me. Jennifer will just pretend to throw the.
Which that's what happens next. So, she's like, guys,
who the fuck's throwing wine
she's
glasses?
Like, aren't we all friends? What? Like, I understand you guys are like, and this is where I'm coming from too. Where me and Melissa are on the same page. That. Why is everyone else's problems my problem? Like, why did I get hit with glass? When it's Margaret you're mad at, who hit me with a glass,
Yeah.
Why, exactly, right?
Jennifer's eyes are wild during this moment as well.
And so Jennifer smashes her wine glass and says, if I wanted to cut you or hit you with a glass, I would have, bitch.
Or something. And Melissa goes, bitch. You got the wrong girl, bitch.
And just gets in her face.
And I think she was going to deck her.
Oh, yeah, another producer got in the way. Ugh. And then Dolores got crazy eyes and was like,
you don't
do that.
Yeah.
You don't smash a glass and threaten to stab someone in the throat. Who are you?
Dolores, there were cop days.
Yeah,
people were trying to shank her.
And, and Dolores between Danielle Staub shit stirring this and this whole entire argument up. She stirred this whole argument up.
And Danielle also does something with Margaret that she did to Dolores.
Which
was just like say
take a private conversation out of context
and twist it to like make it look like you're doing something that you're not.
That happened last season. This season, she was telling Teresa and Melissa that Margaret said
trust her,
that they can't be trusted dozens of times. When the one comment was,
if you feel like you can't trust anybody, then don't trust anybody. Like that's
if you feel like you can't trust anyone, trust no one.
Yeah.
Like, which is like sound advice.
Valid advice.
You know, it's like one of those.
It's not saying like don't trust Melissa Gorga or Teresa Giudice. She's not saying that.
Yeah, Margaret literally said like, I guess I did. I said don't trust anyone, and Melissa and Teresa
they are everyone.
So. Yeah, it's like really like just exasperating.
I really like Dolores this season though. She's really between going off on Jennifer and like all of her women's charity work, which like I get was probably a storyline. It did make me like her though.
I don't know what I'm gonna do. I had this just giant bank of Dolores faces that I've been snipping because she never does anything.
She's got great faces.
She makes the best faces, and it's really fun for me to like.
And she always dresses very like appropriately. We were talking about that.
But she never does anything, and she's never the topic of an episode. So I'm like, I can't make a. I have nothing to do with all this Dolores Catania like meme content. Like I don't have any like photos in my head. I just have all these great faces she makes.
She makes good faces. Yeah, I don't know. I think she's really. I'm excited to see what she does next. I think her judgment's I think without Siggy, she's a lot more of a.
Do you think that's how she's still in the show? Is like she's just like, I'm gonna go have the wildest eye and mouth reactions to every single thing that's said, so the producers have reaction shots to cut to and never want to kick me off.
Probably, but I also think she's a lot of women, or her story of kind of being like struggling to become like a modern woman and like still having these like cultural ideals and
cultural ideals. She has 2 boyfriends, and one of her boyfriends is her ex-husband. Cultural ideas.
No, you know what I mean. Like
modern
woman. She's trying to become.
She's
like,
a cop.
She's trying to like become independent and like she is struggling with like her independence and like being like I think a lot of women relate to that, and I do genuinely enjoy that part of her storyline. Like I think that, like I'm always excited to see what she does next and whether or not she fucks Frank, and we know she does.
Well, we're very excited to see what happens in the reunion this season.
I can't wait for the reunion.
It's gonna be very.
It's gonna be everything I wanted and more.
And more.
We still haven't seen Margaret push Marty in the pool.
No.
Nope. We still haven't seen that yet. We still haven't seen who, I don't know. A lot of.
That's probably gonna be this next episode. I don't think there's very many episodes left.
Yeah, it's like Smash Mouth said, you guys. So much to do, so much to see.
Well, this is Stop Being Hateful Pod.
We're gonna go back to the pool house.
See if we can get in.
Hit a nerve.
What's his first name? Jennifer's husband?
Bill.
Bill Aiden?
Bill Aiden.
Bill Aiden looks like an actor. I don't know. I'm gonna figure out who it is, but like he looks like an actor. If anyone knows who I'm talking about.
He just looks like very coiffed, very polished.
I'm gonna figure out who it is.
Okay, he's got like very arched eyebrows.
He looks like a supporting role, and like he looks like a villain's like accountant
like a soap
in a movie.
Opera star.
Something like that. He looks like that villain's accountant in a movie.
He should play that.
Something like that. Yeah.
It looks like he gives himself a lot of plastic surgery.
What? I don't know what you're talking about. I'm Adam McAvoy.
Okay, I'm Lori Fogg. James Kennedy, play us out. She has